is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show with Jon Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, everybody? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome to the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. It is Listener League Friday, James. It is the weekend of Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the holiday season right around the corner here. Got a big Christmas Day slate for everybody coming on Monday, but we got to get through the 6 games here on Friday first.
I guess I'm surprised at 6 games considering the 10 p.m. window back. Right. 10 p.m. late night hammer back. Like it never left. AKA one day it was gone for. And maybe they were just doing some testing, but it was not a fun testing because those who didn't want Portland, Washington on right. the as the late night hammer there, John. But yeah, I mean it's an interesting 6-game slate. Tons of star power: Embiid, Jokic, Booker, Trey, Durant, Curry, Fox. There's a lot of injury news already out. Headlined by Luka Doncic being out. Kyrie is also out. Jimmy Butler's out. Nurkic out. So there's some big time implications, and this might be the first time we've done a podcast in the last 2 weeks where we could actually have legitimate value that we're talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
That we at least know about for going into this late.
And I think it's honestly kind of a little bit interesting. Maybe the DraftKings employees cut out for the holidays a little early, but this Luka news, the XM news came out before the Friday slate was released. So they certainly could have had time to kind of jump in there and adjust some of the pricing. Not only did they not do that, we'll go over some of these other guys whose prices have come down when they probably don't have a reason to have dropped the way they've dropped here. So
right.
Again, should be a fun one at 6 games. We'll have our listener league for everybody as well, getting everybody ready to go, for the Christmas slate here. Let's get into it. Let's look at the point guard position here, James. Some high game totals obviously on the board to look at, but Booker versus Sacramento, 10K. Trae Young at $9,900 against Miami. Steph Curry at $96 against the Wizards. De'Aaron Fox, $9,500 against the Phoenix Suns. Your top 5 price point guards.
Dude, I keep clicking Devin Booker's name, and he's been pretty disappointing the last few slates. It's hard to dislike some of this stuff, right? He's playing 40 minutes. He has taken 24 shots or more in 3 straight games. And yet he's gone 40, 47, 43 fantasy points. I don't know what's going on. He's not shooting the ball too well. The peripheral stats have been but we just saw 4 games ago that there's a 60-point ceiling in there, So I'm okay getting to Devin Booker here. We've kind of said it. This Kings team with De'Aaron Fox is different in terms of pace and defense than they were earlier in the year. I mean, they're 9th in pace in the month of December, Sacramento is, and they're also 21st in defense. So top 10 in pace, bottom 10 in defense. It's a good matchup for Booker. Conversely, for Fox on the flip side, if you want to get to De'Aaron Fox, a guy who just loves playing on his birthday, probably likes playing the day after his birthday even more.
Yeah. He was nuking that game. It's just they lost by 30. He had 44 fantasy points in 26 minutes.
Well, when Derek White, Drew Holiday, Chris Porzingis, and Jaylen Brown do what they do, not many teams are going to win.
Disrespect to Pritchard there, man. He knocked down 6.
Sorry, fast PP with 20 actual. They had 5 20-point scorers in that game. No disrespect to fast PP. My apologies, sir. Trey is interesting because he just scores 60 fantasy points every night, dude. He is just
doubt him at your own peril here.
Dude, he is actually scoring 60 every night against good matchups, bad matchups, slow pace matchups. Look at every game. It's
he was
60.
just 10-5. He goes for 60. He's 9,900.
Yeah, this is okay. It is very interesting seeing the chatter around the dropped 2 games on Thursday, because there was a couple threads that I saw on Twitter from other people within the industry that were talking about not only the drops pricing, but it was the games, but they need softer pricing. And now we're getting the games back and softer pricing. It just seems interesting the last few days how things are shaking out, because there's no reason Trae Young's under at this point. Why is he under 10K? There's like you said, there's no reason. And I don't know if there's a coincidence or not, but something's a little stinky around here.
Listen, no arguments here for me. I'm in agreement with you. The way some of these the way some of these things have kind of ended lately with the with the pricing and they've been so on top of it all season long, right? And then they have these random swings. So interesting to see Trae go down. Steph Curry here now at the $9,600. He got a price boost despite not really earning it. So if you want to go against Washington on a back-to-back for Steph, you can. Talk to Aaron Fox already. But I think it's clear Trae Young's our guy in this tier. I know you're a Fox guy, but Trae and Fox for me, I'm sure for you as well. Next range, we have Tyrese Maxey here at $8,700. Another guy that just does the thing, right? He and Joel Embiid combined for 85 of the team's 127 points the other day. 50, 42, 43. Why is he getting a $400, $500 price drop the way he has been playing? Tyler Hero also getting a $400 price drop after going for 48 fantasy points and a ridiculous pace-up spot for Miami here, going up against Atlanta, where Miami's even a 1-point home favorite in this matchup. Fred VanVleet continues to break the slate. This is going to be a test, I think. We talk about how this guy just plays minutes and blowouts. Does he play if they're up 15 against Dallas? Is he out there still? What do we think?
I mean, so when you just look through some of the earlier games, it's hard to really quantify it, because some of those blowouts, I remember that Denver 20-point win, and conversely, I think they lost to Denver by 20, were IST games. One of them was an IST game, which everyone was just playing big minutes. They haven't really been in blowouts lately, so I'm not totally sure. I would say, regardless of situation, we're probably getting somewhere close to mid 30s minutes out of him. But is that, I don't know. How do you see it? First off, we said he wouldn't go 27-17 again, and we were right, I guess. He went 32 and 15.
Played 45 and 44 minutes.
Yeah, and we were talking about this before we got on air. When you look at that game, no Luka, no Kyrie, no Josh Green. There's no one available for Dallas. Why is that in Houston only a 7.5 point spread? Houston is at home this year, John. They are 11-2.
Mm-hmm.
And they are 7.5 point favorites against a team missing Luka, Kyrie, Lively, Exum, Josh Green, Maxi Kleba, maybe Seth Curry. Is there something that we're missing here that it's only 7.5?
Tari Easton's out. Maybe might not play. I mean, I don't know.
They're 11-2 at home.
I know. I'm looking through to see some of these blowout games. Played 39 minutes in the game. They beat Denver by 30 here.
So that 20, was the IST. I think that was an in-season tournament game.
Okay.
And you remember how they were all playing? That was peak in-season tournament. No matter what, people were playing 40 minutes. Didn't matter. I believe. I'm fairly certain that game was an in-season tournament.
It's in mid-November. Certainly could have been. Lakers, again, they beat them by 30. Played 29 in that game. They beat Sacramento by almost 30. Played 27. I mean, I guess I don't know, right? Does he play 30? Does he play 35? Does he play 25? It's interesting.
Do you think the game blows out? Do you think it blows out?
I don't know how it doesn't. You just write off who's playing for Dallas. Or what does that even mean? I don't know. So yeah, I obviously am playing Hero over VanVleet. I think Maxey's certainly in play. as well. What do you do with Jamal Murray, Spencer Dinwiddie range here?
I mean, Dinwiddie was obviously a letdown. Matt, like big price down after being benched in the third quarter, big letdown. I believe DSJ might be back. He's up to get into probable. Okay, so Dinwiddie's minutes should come down here. I like the Jamal Murray price. If Jamal Murray is going to sit in this like low sevens, I mean, he's probably closer to an 8K player at full capacity. We were getting a lot of 40s earlier in the year. He got 40 last game. I don't know when they're going to start ramping his minutes to like 34, 35, 36. I think that ultimately probably hurts him when you're assessing Murray versus like a Tyler Hero, who apparently just will never have a minutes cap no matter what the situation, or Van Vliet just doesn't sit. Like it's, I know there's obviously like $1,000 difference between those, but I'm just those guys. But like if I'm getting 42 minutes out of one and 32 out of the other, those extra 10 minutes matter. Like, I like Jamal Murray a lot. It's just hard at this position to like him over the guys priced up.
Sure. Under 7K, any of these names standing out to you more than the other?
I mean, CP3 almost triple-doubled the other day. He's playing big minutes. And maybe now no Brandon Podchemski.
Right.
He's questionable. He left that Boston game, was unable to return. So definitely interested in CP3. No thanks, Insure at 64. Arjax, you can't play there. Kyle Lowry, basically out of the rotation with Tyler Hero back.
The way he's playing right now, yeah.
Gary Trent did play another nearly 30 minutes in that last game, but like no thanks at 5K. That's disgusting. Goodwin, just 20
Richardson
minutes.
got 34 minutes in that game.
It's probably Richardson. Now I think
Richardson or Hardy, right? Like
yeah, it's Richardson and then Jaden Hardy. I mean, if Seth Curry sits, maybe even if Seth Curry doesn't sit, Jaden Hardy is just like he's going to be the most popular play of the slate. Just given you click on Dallas and you're like, oh, they have like AJ Lawson, they have Dexter Dennis, and Tim Hardaway. Those could potentially be their active guards.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, Jaden Hardy's going to be the chalkiest of the chalk.
I agree, and that's probably where we'd end up going there as well. Over at shooting guard, again, guys we've discussed a lot of them already. You have DeJounte Murray here at 8K. Hasn't really paid off this tag in a little bit, but we know what he's certainly capable of doing. It's just Trae Young's been too damn good. Cam Thomas came down a little bit with the scoring as we expected him to. $7,400 for him there. Clay at $6,900 went for 41 against Boston. Where are you in the mid tier?
I'm not ready to say Clay's back, but he's pretty close, dude. Clay Thompson made threes the last 4 games, 6, 5, 4, and 8. He's made 4+ threes in 4 straight games. He's had 24 plus actual points in 4 straight games, 38 fantasy points in 4 straight games. And I know that Boston game was overtime, but it's just good to see 40 minutes. Like that's just, this is a guy who's obviously had a tough go at it this year. So I think Clay would be the guy for me.
Yeah, no arguments. Bogdan's here at 66. He keeps just
it's crazy.
You want to talk why DeJounte? It's not just Trae.
It's crazy.
Bogdan's out here snapping 20 plus actual now in 6 straight. It looks like
6 straight. Yeah, it's crazy.
Would you pay that at 66?
It's not like the most comfortable price, but like if that's what we're gonna get, right? Like if he's gonna continue to give us 40, I don't see why he's not at least in the player pool.
Agreed. Oubre did start the other day, got 30 minutes, didn't do too much because it's hard to shoot when 2 other guys are taking all the shots there, but he did get starter. THJ is the other one. Again, there's just gonna be a high shot volume out of him anyways. 8 of 21 in that game. Luka now at $6,100, probably a pretty chalky play here.
Did you see there was a tweet that went out and it said,
unbelievable.
God damn it, John.
Unbelievable.
Let's just not talk.
Yamamoto to the Dodgers.
Okay. I was gonna say I didn't want to talk about it. Oh, good, no worries. It's cool. It's no worries. Super fun, super fun. So fun. Did you see the tweet? And they said this is Tim Hardaway in a nutshell, and it was a possession where Tim Hardaway took a three. There was an offensive tip all right to a wide open Tim Hardaway. He missed. There was another offensive rebound, tip back to Tim Hardaway, miss, and then another offensive rebound, tip to Tim Hardaway, makes it on the fourth attempt. 4 attempts, one Tim Hardaway. They were like, this embodies Tim Hardaway so well that he gets 4 threes on one possession and only can make one. But he played 37 minutes in that Clippers game. So yeah, if he's going to be super popular, even at 6,100, he's going to take.
Yeah, and it almost makes it hard to like even want to consider anybody else here, like Koulibaly, Duncan Robinson, Grayson Allen. Like, why pay that range when it's only a couple more $100 to get to Tim Hardaway in a spot he's just going to shoot a ton?
Yeah, team to himself.
Team to himself. All right, value shooting guards. Obviously, Hardy's here. Anybody else?
I don't hate KCP. He's fine. If Seth Curry plays, that would be an option. And dude, I think we have to consider someone like AJ Lawson or Dexter Dennis. If like one of those guys started, like if AJ Lawson starts, we've seen AJ Lawson in a couple games this year, this month specifically, play 15 plus minutes. He's done it twice. Like if AJ Lawson were to start, I don't really see how you don't at least consider that. But that's obviously if Seth Curry were to sit. So if the Mavs, I mean, I would assume Lawson would be the first guy off the bench of these like potential guards as the backups, but that's contingent on Seth Curry sitting.
Yeah, agreed. Small forward here. Scotty Barnes is your top price small forward at $8,800, coming off of another monster game for him there against Denver. Against Philly, though, let's see, against Philly this year, 2 games, averaging 46 fantasy points. So certainly more than holding his own here at an under 9K price point. Mikal Bridges, Clay's got the dual positional eligibility. Feels like it drops off pretty quickly. MPJ is down to 63. Jaquez to $6,300, playing a lot of minutes, but production a bit iffy there. Can always play Hardaway here. What's your overall sentiment to small forward?
It stinks. I think this is a bad position. After Scotty Barnes and Klay Thompson, who we mentioned,
right,
and
Hardaway,
it's who we mentioned. Yep. I mean, it's just not like now DeAndre Hunter is being limited because Bogdanovich can't miss a shot. Yep. Look, this had to be the game where you watch Jonathan Kuminga if you're Steve Kerr, and you're just like, I have to give this dude minutes because he was really good defensively down the stretch for them. He was really good offensively the entire game for them. 5,600 Jonathan Kuminga, he's going to start over Andrew Wiggins. I would get there. I would probably get to Dylan Brooks in a game that Dylan Brooks continues to just be pretty consistent. 30 plus minutes in 4 straight, which is good to see, mostly out of foul trouble. And then 29, 24, 28, 38 fantasy points. So Brooks is fine. Derek Jones Jr. 53 is probably going to be really popular. Yeah. Derek Jones Jr. is popular on slates that Luka plays.
Right.
And now there's no Luka. I mean, and he's coming off a nuke of 32 fantasy points. So.
I mean, he had that down game, and you were like, I can't believe I played him. He plays 24 minutes, bounces right back, right? 39 minutes off the rip there. Anybody else down here? Small forward value for you?
Maybe Prosper, Omax for Dallas. I'm just thinking like maybe they go big and they use Prosper in like a, in a big bully ball lineup or something. But I don't think I see anything else. I mean, if Eason, we skipped over Tari Eason, but if Tari Eason plays at 6K, he would be an option.
Let's see, Strawler's not really playing anymore yet.
If Eason were to play at 6K, he's in play, and that's it.
Power forward, yeah, I agree. Obviously, Eason there. Power forward, Durant 97, Kuzma 86 on the back-to-back, Siakam 79. Obviously, Jabari Smith had that monster game without Tari Eason playing the other day. I don't know if he's going to play long enough to repeat that performance, but obviously a good spot for him at power forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think Durant's a pretty good option at 9,700. Kuzma 8,600 is having. They're at halftime of that game, front end of a back-to-back. Kuzma has 18-4, 3-1. So he's having a good first half. I would get to Kuzma 86. That's fine. Siakam 79. I think the price tag for Siakam is really good. Coming off an absolute floor game against Denver, but he has 50 in the bag. I think Siakam will get some love because of the price.
Yeah, he hasn't had the same success, obviously, that Scotty Barnes has had. Only 25 fantasy points in the 2 games against them this year, but obviously always capable of popping off there. Keegan, got off to a really good start to that game. Got blown out, slowed down, but we've seen it. Lost 2 of the last 3
tournaments. Definitely can get there in tournaments.
Any other guys here at power forward? They have Caleb Martin now as power forward only. Sadiq Bey is here at 61. Cam J at 59.
This tier is gross.
Cam Johnson. Gunku 55?
Yeah, and Gunku, dude. I mean,
you talk down to 100 being limited. It's mostly because this guy's power forward.
True. And that moves Sadiq up to small forward, and just Hunter being iced. I mean, in Gunku 55, he's been like super chalk when he was just center eligible. Now we're getting power forward eligible, and he's playing 30 minutes a night. So yeah.
Then you mentioned before we jumped on air that Jackson Davis here starting to play a bit more. Got 18 minutes and then 29 in that game that went to OT. So if he's going to start getting some real run at $4,600 against the Wizards, if this game blows out, they're big favorites as it is. Could see some real playing time for Jackson Davis tonight.
I'm not going to be surprised if he ends up starting at some point.
Okay.
And I think Looney gets iced from the rotation eventually. I mean, because he is basically Looney, where like Sarge can come in and back up Jackson Davis and like stretch the floor and like give him a different look. He's playing himself into a big role. I'll also throw another guy out there as a value play, maybe Peyton Watson, who is the star in a commercial with some other Denver Nugget player that he's for Hotels.com. Dude, very quietly, Peyton Watson has like been their 6th man over the last.
I mean, you kind of called it out too, right? They had after one of their games, they gave him sort of the nod for his defense and effort, right?
The chain, the defense chain.
And then he's sort of taken on a larger role. Also shouldn't be lost. He was a 1st-round pick from a couple years ago. So, there's definitely some potential for development here. They definitely need the depth in the front court rather. Good to see. Mid-20s minutes seems like his cap, but he's been pretty good lately.
Yeah, he's definitely not like going to break a slate or play like 38 fantasy points though a couple games ago. 38 minutes in 24 minutes. I mean, you don't just star in commercials with Nikola Jokic these days, John,
Nope. No, you don't. Any other power forwards down here?
I could see them like the Suns being weird and starting Metu at center with Nurk out, but that would be like just a punt.
Yeah. Center. Embiid is now $200 more than the Joker, coming off of a 77 fantasy point game, 3rd straight game with over 70 fantasy points.
Dude. We need 56 fantasy points for 5x from Joel Embiid.
He's getting that by half some of these games.
Look, November 17th is the last time Joel Embiid hasn't given us 60 fantasy points.
I'm going to see what Shaquille O'Neal's best season ever looked like, because we're getting here, if not more. Shaq never averaged 30. Twice he led the league in scoring at 29 and 29-3 and 29-7.
What was the rebounds looking like in those years?
13-6. So he's got him in boards. But he has more. I mean, Joel's got more assists.
And block. I mean, Joel Embiid's been dominant defensively this year.
Shaq's MVP year. Was he ever actually MVP? Shaq never won an MVP?
I don't think so.
Just finals MVP 3 times.
Yeah, I don't think he won an MVP.
No, never won an MVP. But 2000, it was his one of his big year with the Lakers. 29.7 points, 13.6 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and 3 blocks per game. I mean, JoJo's averaging 6 more points per game than he is. It's just wild.
Dude, November 19th was the last time he didn't give us 60 fantasy points. And over that span, John, his price has dropped. It peaked at 11.8 and has now gone down to 11.2. Like, what are we doing?
Again, I think this is maybe a little bit small pricing or small slates pricing, or like you said, maybe they are going to start just getting softer, which is unfortunate. I like the difficult pricing.
I just don't understand when someone has given you 60 plus fantasy points. It's not even 60 plus. It's 65 every day since November 19th, a full month of 65. And he hasn't touched 6K yet. And we have praised DraftKings all year. Why is he not 12K? Jokic was 12K. Jokic was almost 13K during his run. Just saying.
Yeah. I don't really see a reason to pay for Joker at 11K. He's not giving you close to the same numbers right now.
Like I get it, but what, just
why would you? Why would you spend
200
less with the way Embiid is playing right now?
Agreed.
Sabonis or Bam?
Oof. Sabonis versus Eubanks and Metu.
Yeah.
In a game, I mean, 40 fantasy points in 26 minutes against Boston because of blowout. And Bam gets the best pace matchup on the board. It's a really tough question. I'll go. I'll plead the fifth. I'll go Bam.
Bam because was 61, by the way, in this spot earlier this year.
I'll go Bam. The pace is great, and Atlanta in the month of December. Just looking at just some December stats. They're 28th in defense. Also, by the way, Joel Embiid faces the Toronto Raptors. Toronto Raptors 24th in defense. So good luck, Toronto.
JoJo averaging 31 and 11 in 2 games against them. So.
Yeah, that seems low. That seems bad for him.
Sabonis 1 game versus Phoenix went for 15 and 17 against them there. So, and now no Nurkic. So take that.
Now no Nurkic.
Clint Capela's been playing really good basketball. Guy played 21 minutes there against Houston. Not sure the reason, but 35 fantasy points in that run.
Yeah, he's just in one of those. Him, Pirtle, drop those guys into the same bucket. Who knows when they're going to play 30 minutes and who knows when they're going to play 20 minutes. So good luck.
Yeah. Got another 24 minutes out of Kevin Love.
So did he start again?
I don't.
He started the. Yeah, he did. He started the Minnesota game.
All right.
He. You know what it was? He started the Minnesota game and then sat the next game versus the Magic.
That's what I'm looking at then. So he didn't play the game that's
the Magic game.
Got it. Okay.
If
we'll see. We know Butler, right?
If he starts, I don't love that he's center only. That kind of sucks.
That's true.
That is kind of like a Mike Muscala 51 foreshadowing, or I mean, is that so
foreshadowing what?
Well, Washington's on a back-to-back, so like we've seen this all year where like Tyus Jones is 7K, Jordan Poole's 72.
Yeah.
That's just the back-to-back stuff, right? That has to be.
Probably. I mean, Tyus Jones is playing better than Jordan Poole has for like a week. So.
I'm just saying there's no way Mike Muscala, even if he is by himself, is priced at 5,100, just based on how I don't know. He's just never priced at 5,100. Never.
Any other centers down here?
Yamamoto. I just read something about Yamamoto. I'm so sad.
Pay attention.
Precious Achua played 24 minutes last game. 24 fantasy points, but he's now has to face Philly. That's not fun. Jackson Davis, you mentioned. Darren Sharp had 34 fantasy points in 19 minutes last game because that's what Darren Sharp does when he gets fantasy point or minutes. But no, we don't have. I don't know who today's Andre Drummond is today, John. Truthfully, if we had an Andre Drummond on today's slate, where's Dwight Powell? He's probably too expensive. 44. No shot.
Agreed.
If he was $3,000, that would be the only way I'd play.
JoJo, Hardy, Hardaway.
Yep.
Jones.
Yep. Derek Jones. Yeah.
All right. Now what?
What do we got? $5,700. Ngannou, 55.
I threw Jackson Davis in there.
Jackson Davis.
We got 61 for guard, forward, and utility.
Guard, forward, utility. I mean, if Seth Curry played, I would just plug Seth Curry and just roll 4 Mavs.
Seth Curry.
Obviously, we don't know if he's going to play.
$6,400 util.
6,400 util.
It's not really great.
Don't love this tier, John.
Not a great spot to be. We got a Gonku here that gives us an extra thing.
Don't love this tier either, John. Not gonna lie. Eubanks? Oh, we didn't mention Eubanks at center. Okay, I don't know why we didn't mention Eubanks.
Love it. Look, it fits right in. Fits like a glove. Hardaway, Jones.
Nice. That's a tongue twister. Hardaway, Hero. Should have went Hero next.
Hardaway Jr., Jones Jr., Jackson Davis, Embiid, Hero, Aganku, Eubanks.
You should have had. Too bad you didn't have Hardaway at the 3 and Hero at the 2nd. So you could have went Hardy, Hero, Hardy.
You can't even say it.
Hardy, Hero, Hardaway.
Yeah. Hart.
That would have been a good one. Yeah, that would have been a good one if he was
there. Anyways, so there's a look at an example lineup. James will be on your playbook. We'll have the listener league created. James, let me ask you. Do you want to do the listener league for Friday, or do you want to create the listener league for Christmas?
Christmas. I think we do it Christmas. Yep, because then
give everybody extra time to maybe join.
Yeah, we can set it. I mean, we'll set the contest nice and early.
We can create it right now.
We're going to have
Christmas slate's open.
Yep, Christmas Day slate's open. We're going to have for anyone who doesn't know, we're going to have a podcast for the Christmas. We're going to have the preview show. We will not have the live stream because the slate starts at noon on Christmas, but we will have the preview show out for everybody the night prior, or maybe even the day prior, maybe the full day prior.
We might record it tomorrow. There's nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Sunday, there's no Sunday slate, so we have all day Sunday.
It's true. So we will we'll get the podcast out for everybody for the Monday show. We'll have the listener league that we're going to create for the Monday Christmas Day slate as well. So make sure you tune in there. Get in the Discord, and guys, if you're tuning in now. The scroll's been running the entire show. Maybe you've seen it, but if you haven't done so already, just throw the QR code up on the screen too. Our holiday sale is live right now. You get the first month for $4. You sign up for the month-to-month package here. $4 for the first month. Can't beat it. Literally free for the month. $4. $1 a week gets you access to all of our premium content on site. Not just NBA, but NHL, the rest of NFL. PGA starting back up, UFC is coming around again, NASCAR starting up. So anything that is behind a paywall, you'll get for $1 a week for the first month. So really no reason not to sign up. Scan the QR code, go to fantasyalarm.com/Santa, use promo code Santa, and take advantage of the offer today. If you sign up now, this will take you into the month of January. Our MLB draft guide is being released during January, which means you'll have access to the MLB draft guide as well, so you can get you ready for your fantasy baseball seasons. So a lot of great things going on there, and you get it for $4. So check it out. Become a member of the Fantasy Around family. You will not regret it. James, final thoughts here before we close for the day?
Should be a very, very fun Friday slate. First Friday Listener League list Friday of the year, or
True. But we're doing a Listener League on Monday, so
yeah. Should be a fun one.
Should be a great one, everybody. All right, we'll catch you all later. Talk to you in the Discord. We'll be back live at 5 o'clock Eastern time, so we'll see you then.